Hey everyone, it's Koala here bringing you a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about, you guessed it, Final Fantasy XIV. But we're going to be helping out the new players that have just arrived from World of Warcraft and other games. We are going to delve into the top 5 tips I have for any new player that someone might not tell you besides, knowing what class to pick and stuff like that. There are other systems in the game that you should know. So before we get into it, please like and subscribe. Follow me on the socials down below. I post on TikTok every day. I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Sundays. Well, I try to do the Sundays. But yeah, let's get right into it. Tip number 1 would be to enter the Novice Network. The Novice Network can be found in your duty finder when you press start. You'll see it on the long list. It will be at the bottom. When you enter it, you'll be matched up with a bunch of new and returning players. Now, this helps you because now you have a foothold in the community. You can ask for help, you can ask to party up and stuff like that. And generally there, everyone is new, returning, or a mentor, which is someone who's dealt a lot of time into the game, who are happy to help. I see like this isn't talked about a lot in the community, and it should be because everyone, can help everyone else. So yeah, tip number 1, join the Novice Network. You'll have a better time understanding the game. Second tip I have for you guys has to be your dailies. Do your duties. Now, if you press start and you look into the menu, you'll see a duty list, okay? Head on in there, as you can see on the screen, and look through what you can do. Those things unlock. Oh, mine is full right now because I've gone through Shadowbringers. I'm in the prologue, right? And the epilogue? Yeah, the epilogue. And you can see that there's level 80 dungeons, 70 dungeons, 60, 50, leveling dungeons. There's there are raids, alliances, guild highs, there's trials, stuff like that. Now, I want you guys to focus on this after your initial maybe 30, 40 hours into the game and you've unlocked a good chunk of the list. Get back in there, all right? Play those dailies so that you can get better gear. A lot of people don't. They just go through the story and don't really do their dailies, which is not how an MMO works. Unless, well, an MMO that if you want good gear in it, okay? So remember your dailies. That's tip number 2. I see a lot of players not doing, a lot of new players not getting back into their daily grinds and stuff, and then they're stuck. They hit a wall because they can't access more of the story because their gear's too low. So tip number 2, remember your dailies. All right, tip number 3. This is going to be a really meaty one, okay? So tip number 3 is go through your character settings. What I mean by that is, as you can see on the screen, there's a lot of settings that you could toy around with. So like your screen is not bogged down, or your icons are too big, or your HUD is too in the way and stuff like that. As you can see, we have like sorting through your inventory better. We have how to access your hotbar. As you can see in the settings that I'm showing you right now, these are my settings. This is what I feel comfortable playing with. You can see that my hotbar isn't the traditional hotbar you start off with. And that's due because I fiddle around with these settings. You can pause the video and copy my settings so you can have the same setup as me. But I want new players to fiddle around with this as much as they can. You can always default whenever you want. And I want you guys to fiddle around because not everything is accessible once you hit level 50 and 60. You're going to have a lot of abilities, a lot more abilities than your original hotbar is going to hold, okay? And you need access to all your main abilities or, you won't perform well. You can keep seeing the settings right now, but this is another topic that I don't see a lot of coverage on. I don't see a lot of coverage on what your settings should be or how they should look like, but it's all your preference, This is how you access these settings. You have your HUD overlay, you have how big your minimap was going to be, if you wanted to move as you move, or if you wanted to stay static and stay there so you can chart it out and everything like that. You can even change the color of NPCs, you can change the color of when you target something, if you want it blue, red, green, all of that. Yeah? You can even change the transparency of a few icons, so you can get rid of your entire XP bar, how much guild you have, gold, how much gold you have, pretty much anything you see on your interface. Uh, there are some limitations, but not a lot. Like, you will be able to toy around with your entire screen. The only thing I would tell you to be careful for is that if you don't like a setting, make sure you restore it to default, or you're just gonna have a bad time seeing stuff. Hell, you can even edit the particle effects on moves, because it does get hectic in raids, it does get hectic in dungeons, and not being able to see what's happening on the screen is very detrimental to your performance in the game. So yeah, take a look what's happening on the screen, and I'll see you guys for the next tip. So to recap, tip number 3: check your character settings. It'll save your life, and give you a better experience. Quick little tip. This is more like 4 and 5 combined. I'll put this as a one tip. Um, Check your currency, and you could do emotes. Now, what I mean by check your currency is that not a lot of new players know where their currency is even located. As you can see on the screen, you can check it under after you press start, and you go down to the first sub menu to currencies, and it'll tell you how much gil you have, how much of relics you have, tomes you have, all of that, marks, PvP marks, all of it. And it's a good tracker because it even tells you how much you could earn during the week. So I see a lot of new players actually just grinding out tomes and stuff like that, but they've reached their cap, and they don't get anything, and they come to me and saying, hey, why I don't have these many tomes? I've been grinding all day. And I was like, yeah, because you've filled out your max, and they didn't know that they can actually check that if they press start and go into your currencies. So yeah, check your currencies, all right? And now to the next topic, emotes. Not a lot of new players know that they could do emotes in this game. As you can see on the screen, I just showed you. You could go down, go to your characters, and then go to emotes. And you can even put them on your hotbar. A lot of players like to express what they're feeling, and they don't want to just jump up or down, and that's it, because that's the basic MMO thing, jump up or down, like, hey, I'm here. But you have a whole list, a whole plethora of emotes that you can access. So, tip number 4, check your currencies, and you can emote. Express yourself. As a new player, we welcome all the silly emotes, alright? We welcome whatever you guys want to say. My 5th and final tip, which will also be my send-off, is learn your rotations and learn how to do it. A lot of new players come on in, and they're from other games, and all they do is pop off their skills. But Final Fantasy actually has a rotation system where one skill can combo into the other skill and combo off to the next skill. If you want to know what your skills do, just hover over them through the touchpad and see what you got. Alright, it'll tell you what move activates its different buff and stuff, like damage over time, or can be the enemies on you, stuff like that. So remember your rotations. This has been the 5 tips. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I can't wait for the new players. See ya.